So what? It's just sex.
Wait a minute.
Hey everybody, I'm Ron.
I'm Janelle.
And you're listening to
So What? It's Just Sex.
This podcast takes on the topics of sex in and out of relationships.
And we aim to normalize talking about sex by removing the stigma of asking for what you want in and out of the bedroom.
From time to time, we'll have guests on the show.
And go out into the world and explore what sex looks like for us and other people.
Come with us on this wild ride, and hopefully we will open up your sexual world or at least make you feel normal.
You can find us on most podcast platforms
like iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play Store, etc.
And of course, don't forget to follow us or subscribe, and please rate us.
You can also visit our website, sowhatitsjustsex.com.
And our email address is info@sowhatitsjustsex.com.
We're also on social media at SoWhatIt'sJustSX on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook, it's at SoWhatIt'sJustSex. Also, we're on podbean.com.
And of course, all of these are on our website.
Thank you so much for listening.
We hope you enjoy this episode as much as we enjoy recording it.
This is So What? It's Just Sex. Hello, everybody. Hello, my love.
Hello.
We are on location.
I know, it sounds so fancy. We're on location.
Yeah, we're in SoCal.
Yeah, we're in SoCal. There might be some helicopters flying above us while we try to record this, or, I don't know, a random police chase that's outside.
Yeah, because it's LA. You never know.
You never know.
You never know what's going to happen in LA.
But yeah, we're on location. We're visiting the family, and we're having a good time.
Yeah, we are. And then we went to this liquor store nearby called, I think it was like VIP Wine and Spirits, and they totally recommended this whiskey that I'm drinking called R6.
Yeah. She said it was better than Blanton's.
It's completely different than Blanton's. It's not better, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And for a $60 price point, this whiskey is the bomb.
Yeah.
But it's R6. Yeah, R6 Distillery. It's made in El Segundo.
Yeah, that's like 10 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes. Like 10 minutes up the block.
I had no idea that anything came out of El Segundo.
Not much does.
So super exciting news. Do you want to tell the news, like what's going on in our episode today?
Yes, we have Snow Bunny OXO, right? Snow Bunny OXO.
Yes.
Joining us from Canada. Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm just as excited as you guys are.
I don't know.
I've been a fan for so long.
Yes.
I think we were talking about it the other day. Like, I have been following you even before we started the show, and your Instagram is hilarious. The memes are hilarious. They're like funny, but then they're also like, and they're crude, but they're true. So it's like, it's just perfect. Every single one.
Yes, and it's at Snow Bunny OXO. We've posted a couple times about it, trying to get people to follow you, and everybody that has hit us up that said that they started following you were like, this was the best decision we ever made.
Best life decision, right?
Oh yeah, totally. So thank you so much. Like, we're huge fans. My favorite, most recent one was like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because like my memory is terrible, but it was something along the lines of, you can't be an asshole and have a little dick. Like, what was it?
Pick a struggle. Yeah.
Pick a struggle. That's so good.
Yeah, like, who are you? You can't. You just can't.
So how long have you been on Instagram and doing the memes?
With that account, close to 5 years now.
Wow.
Gosh, I know. Honestly, it started out as posting a meme here and there, and just other things that I posted too.
Mm-hmm.
Wild. And so I kept going with the memes, and it became the beast it is today. To the point where people send me shit not knowing it's my shit.
They send you your own shit?
Yes, it gets even better. Like, the man I'm currently seeing, his friends send him shit not knowing that him and I are sleeping together. And I'm like, are you real? Okay, cool. Constantly. I'm like, well, I mean, my memes are getting out there and people like this shit.
Yeah.
I will take a compliment.
It's so good. There's one that's like every girl's dream, and it's a black cock.
Yeah, it's a black rooster.
It's a black rooster.
One of my favorites.
It's so good.
Oh my god. And like and we both follow you, but I'll send Ron like, hey, did you make sure you like, you know, because you go like scrolling through Instagram, and sometimes you're just going so fast. We're like programmed to just scroll. So I like when I see one that really makes me laugh out loud, I'll make sure that he sees it by sending it to him, and he's like, oh yeah, totally saw that one. But we send them to each other all day.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What do you just like come up with this stuff? Is it just pops in your head, or like how do you? It's so creative, and they're so frequent. You know, like you have so many that come out, and they're all unique, and they're all like so funny in their own way, and have like I feel like I don't know, a similar message but different message each one. And then it's so how do you come up with them? Is there like a process for you, or it just pops into your mind?
Some of them are made by me. A lot of, sorry to disappoint, are reposts from shit I've found that I'm finding absolutely hilarious. That people are probably not going to repost because it's pushing boundaries. And some of it is stuff that followers are like, hey, I can't post this. Can you post this for me?
Oh, I see.
Or, again, like people in my life, like the person I'm seeing who's like, oh my God, did you see this? And I'm like, hey, share this with the world. Is absolutely raunchy and absolutely disgusting. Other people have to see this.
That's what makes it like they're so good, because like a lot of times they're like, you know how people like wake up in the morning and they have some account where it sends them like an inspirational message like you're gonna do okay today. Like that doesn't work for me. But when there's like a picture of like a cup of water in the bed, like, and it's spilled, and it's like, who gets to sleep in the wet spot or something? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that it made my day.
Relatable.
The one that's so fucking funny is the other one that's funny is I don't know what kind of dog it is, but it's like, you like,
the little chihuahua.
Yeah, he's choking.
Dead and it looks ashamed.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, that poor little dog.
It's so good.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wash your sheets. My bad.
No, there's the other one. The other one where you're the dog. It's like, look up at me, like you're sucking my dick, and you have to look in my eyes.
And this is what it looks like.
And this is what it looks like. You know, because like guys have this like idea, like there's from porns and stuff. They want you to look at their face and look in their eyes while you're sucking on their dick, and then it's like.
You know, in porn, it looks good.
Yes.
Somehow. Believe me, if you want me to look at your face while I'm sucking your dick, I've got mascara and like snot and snot bubbles, not just snot, and spit all over my titties, my chin.
Exactly.
It is not sexy. You do not want to look at me. If you make eye contact, you will not want to talk to me for a good like 10 minutes afterwards.
Exactly.
You'll roll over and be like, why are we sleeping together again?
I'll second guess my decision. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know what? Just look down. Let me focus on what I'm doing, and we can talk after. Let me.
You know, I have like a different perspective on it.
Yeah. Let us know. What is your perspective?
When you look up at me when you're sucking my dick, I think it's super hot.
I know.
But then when I'm going down on you and you lift your head to look at you, I feel as though I'm just like smushing my face against like a wall, and I was like, oh, and I feel like I just
vulnerable.
You're so vulnerable.
I'm so vulnerable. I'm like I'm not as sexy look. I don't think I am. I might be. And then you're like, that's so hot. And I'm just like, no, it's not.
Shove your face back in there.
Exactly. Stop looking.
Shove it back in there. Make me come. We'll talk later.
You need to focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm doing you a disservice when I look up. So then a lot of times, I don't know if you noticed this, but I'll look up at you and our eyes will lock, and then I'll instantly start rubbing my nose on your clit because I'm like, I can't make eye contact.
Distract.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah. Is that right? Because I'm like, I gotta stop looking at you. This is
but
making me awkward.
I feel like you do that because you want to see my reaction. Like you want to make me like, ooh.
Yeah, but I can't see you and rub my nose on your clit at the same time. My eyes don't work that way.
Okay. You can't like pat your head and circle your belly at the same time. You can't do that.
but it's a good way to get you to stop looking at me because your head goes backward. Yeah, I can't do that. But it's just there's a lot of things that are not as sexy, that like I can't.
For guys versus girls?
Yeah, like you have so many ways to be attractive, the ladies, that I think guys they have like 2, maybe 3 things that they can do to be sexy.
I disagree, because a lot of us find little things sexy here and there that you guys have no idea about.
Yeah.
You mean like doing the dishes and stuff?
Oh my God, doing your dishes.
I'm not trying to get you wet over the podcast. I'm just saying dishes seem to be
Yeah.
something that
No, dishes don't do it for me.
Yeah. No, I think that I don't know. I think you're not attracted to men, so you can't really say like what you think is sexy in a man because you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I
No,
don't know
but-
that you don't have a horse in the race.
No, but like perfect example, like a girl can lay on a bed like with her boobs
You're on
together.
camera
I know.
doing
It's
that.
just she's got her boobs together and she's like laying on the bed and she's like can put her tongue out and look at you and it's just like that's a guy can't like he just like what's he gonna rub his chest? Like he could like put fingers to his abs or something. Like he's like, look at these. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the dick could be beautiful.
A guy could just lay in bed, have his arms behind his head, and just look at you.
Yeah.
And like, hey, come here, and I'd be like, okay, I'm done for. Let's go.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's one thing.
That's one thing.
And then
Oh,
and then
there is
what was that?
there is a list.
There's
of
a
little
list.
things that a guy could do where I'm like, let me climb you like a tree and lick you all over from head to toe.
Hold on, let me get my notepad. Let me get my producer to give me a notepad. What's the list? So thing 1.
No, I shouldn't even be saying this on a podcast because people will be listening to this shit and hitting up my DM.
Yeah, they're gonna hit your DM.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Like I got
Yeah.
a tree you can climb, baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I have like a what is it like a trunk?
twig?
You like have a trunk?
I have a twig.
No, no, a twig.
It's
Oh,
Well, no. You know, like an old tree that didn't grow. Like I just have I
Like
got this stump. I
The
have a stump.
petrified forest.
that like droop to the side.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a weeping willow. Just call me Weeping Bellow. That's just
Oh my
me.
god.
No, this is not good.
That's okay. That's why I'm making a list so that I can change it up and I could be, you know.
You're talking so much shit about your dick. That's not even
It's
true.
fake.
No, I love my dick. I think I was just saying my dick is sexy. I think I have a nice ass. I think I can be sexy, but I only have like 3 things I could do. Like you have so much. Like I feel like women just have so much stuff. Like if you went into a place and you had like what makes men attractive, I feel like you'd have like 4 or 5 really awesome pieces, and then you have a what makes women attractive, and you just like there could be like an infinite wall just filled with art of like all these little tiny pieces of women that just are so sexy. And you could be this like Idris Elba only has like 7 parts of him that are amazing. Like it's not a lot, but women are infinite.
Excuse me?
7?
What?
I don't know.
Blasphemous. You need to leave.
That's
Chanel
what I'm saying. I'm like, excuse
Wow.
how dare you
Okay.
Wow.
speak of Idris Elba that way?
I was
Don't
saying-
downplay Idris Elba. He is a fucking god.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything negative. I was just saying that.
No,
That was rude.
yeah, yeah.
sorry.
You definitely were like, oh, he only has a few things. Like he is.
7. Ugh. I've got 4, but he has 7. Just that. If you have 4, I think he might have like 1005. Ron,
Oh,
no,
come
no,
on.
no. You're both right. I was just doing it for the sake of conversation.
Yeah, I know. You're just fucking with us, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am absolutely.
Yeah, I do have a question about that because I sent you one of your memes to somebody that I knew, a friend of mine, and I honestly I don't pay attention to the hashtags too much on Instagram. Like I don't hashtag all that often, so I don't look at that. I just look at the visual, like the picture, and not just for your page, but other pages as well. But the person that I sent it to like zoomed in on all the hashtags, and some of it is interracial relationships, like once you go black you never go back, like stuff like that. So like I want like the backstory on that a little bit, like those hashtags.
how far back of a backstory would you
As far back as you want to go.
Yeah,
Comes with a dirty story that
Yeah.
started it.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay,
Please.
so high school.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. It's a good story. So, okay, high school, grade 12. I was going to hook up with this guy, my first black dick, and so I skipped class.
Of course you
And
did.
we were
Of course
heading-
you did. It's worth
Yeah.
it.
I know. And we were at his place, which was like across from school.
Yeah.
Get into his room. Start doing shit, and I feel this other hand grab onto my ass, and I'm like, wait, your two other hands are on me. Like, what? Who? I'm sorry, I thought you only had two hands. Where's that other hand? And I turn around, and his other friend is there.
How fun.
And then I turn around, and I'm like, oh, okay. He looks at me, he goes, is this okay? Are you down? I said, yeah, let's do this. So, needless to say, I walk back into class. Walk is generous. I stumbled. With clenched butt cheeks, I could barely walk.
Yeah.
Back in class, and my friends were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not the same anymore. We'll put it this way.
I've been changed.
I've been changed. I don't view the world the same anymore.
Yeah.
My vagina may not have walls for a year. It has stretched the shit. I think I feel the wind whistling in there.
Oh my gosh.
And so since then, I haven't been with any
Anyone that has a small dick.
anybody but black men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it turns.
That's where
nobody,
it comes from. Okay. All right.
Nobody.
I mean, I kind of figured that, but
Black men. I mean, there is way more to it. It's not just the sex part, which a lot of people hit me up about.
Right.
That I'm very superficial, and it's just for the sex. And you owe black dick, and it's not that. I have a true appreciation for the culture and everything that comes with it. But yes, I do tend to be attracted to men with more melanin. It just happens to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hence the hashtags, and hence where a lot of my memes are interracial related.
Right.
And that's, I think we were telling you this when we did the pre-screen with you, is that you're like Janelle's soul animal. You're her soul sister. Her spirit animal.
Soul animal.
Yeah. You're her soul sister and her spirit
Soul-
animal.
Yeah, you got those two things mixed
I
up.
did. But yeah, it's that. I mean, that story is very hot. And you know, one of the takeaways that I have is that, you know, when he said to you, "Are you okay with this?" I mean, like that, you know, just goes to show that, like, you know, people are just like, "Hey, this is just, you know, do you want to try something?" And then you give it a shot, and then suddenly you're like, "Oh,
You're changed forever," like
Yeah.
she said. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure, like, if you had never been in that situation, then you could have been sent down a different sexual path. I mean, it was like something probably inside of you where that needed to be exposed or needed to be like freed. But if you hadn't found yourself there, then you may have never found that out about yourself.
Yep. And I think that started a whole sequence of events, and I figured out a lot of things like kinks and essentially like exploring what I was really into, and it turned out I was into a lot of shit I never thought to. Where I was like, oh my god, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not sure how to feel about that, but I'm into it, so it is what it is.
Yeah, like you don't know how to feel about it, but you know that it's exciting and you're not turned off by it. So you're like, okay, let me like toy around with this and see where this is gonna go. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's the greatest thing about like free will, and just like we could do whatever the fuck we want. That's what I think more people need to latch onto. It's like, don't feel shame. Don't feel weird. You're not harming people. As long as you're feeling good and you're making other people feel good,
Yeah.
and everyone's consenting and everyone's of age and all of those things are in play, like go have a good time.
Yeah, sexploration is very important.
Yeah.
The more you accept who you are and what you're into and your kinks, the more you attract people who are also into those things and who are comfortable with it too. Because when I was very shy about it, or I was ashamed, I'll put ashamed about what I was into.
Yeah.
I was just having sex, like plain mediocre sex, just have sex to get off. That was it.
Right.
And then once, like, you know what, this is what I'm into. Either you're into it or you're not, whatever. It turned out that the people that came into my life were like, you know what, I don't know if I'm into it or not. I'll explore.
Yeah.
Or I'm not into it, but I know you are, so I'll do it for you.
Right.
Because that's making you get off. Or, hey, let's explore all this other shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see all these people out there and all their kinks and to really explore with these people. Like, hey, I'm not the one that has particular kinks out there.
No, there's so many things. Like, I don't know. I think I've told this story before when I first went to the San Francisco Pride. Like, that was the first time I had been there. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. And we went to, well, everyone's walking around, like not everyone, but like I'd say a good 75% of people are walking around with some body part out, like whether it be their dick, their pussy, their ass, their tits, whatever. They're walking around free. And then they're like, then there's a leather alley where it's the kink area. And I walked in there and I took my son, which probably people would disagree with that decision, but he was like 18 at the time. And we walk in there and there's all types of shit going on and everyone is having such a good time. And I was like shocked. Like my jaw was on the floor, like not disgusted, just so like curious and interested in the fact that this is what people find to be pleasurable or fun or whatever. And the fact that they were so free with themselves and open to being out on display in front of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I thought that must be very liberating at that time. And because I was not at that time really ready for that, to be free.
Right.
You know? And so, yeah. So just to see like what's out there and what's possibility, it's like, it's insane.
Yeah. And then when we started to play and like explore and start being honest with each other about like the things that we want to try out and test and just kind of see how it makes both of us feel, or it like then suddenly it was like an awakening,
right?
Because we were having basic sex for 18, 20 years.
Basic.
No, but it was just like it was the same stuff.
It was standard.
Yeah, your standard. Like on a night where it was like super kinky, it was extra doggy style, or like maybe we would like try anal or something. But then when we started to really wake up and like be honest with each other, and all the things that we've tried and the things that we've done that we've enjoyed together, I feel it made us closer. Like being free to yourself allows you to be closer to the person you're with. So it's like even if you've been together for a long time, if you haven't been honest, then you're not that close. Right.
I completely agree. We're essentially showing this person like every facet of your desire and every, hey, this is me, unfiltered. No shit that's going to bring you closer to the person you're with.
Yeah. And you have to be very secure with yourself in order to share that type of information with you don't have to be with the person, like not in terms of a relationship, but it's just the person who you're going to share your body with, I guess.
Yeah.
But you have to be very secure in who you are in order to do that. And I think that's hard for a lot of, I don't know, I'm not a guy, so I don't know the guy's perspective, but I know for me as a female, sometimes you feel, or in the past I have felt like you're going to be judged, or you're going to be like, oh, you're this dirty little whore, or whatever. And like if you give a shit about what people think of you, then that really hinders your growth. And
yeah.
I think that's a lot of like internalizing, because from what I've understood from the men I've talked to, men don't give a shit. They're like, I just have fun. I want to fuck. I want to see types of nasty shit
Right.
this bitch can do to me. I
Yeah.
want her to let loose and like stroke this dick.
Yeah.
I really don't give a fuck. And then we're in our head and we're not fully like letting go and enjoying ourselves.
Right.
And once you fully let go and you're like, you know what, I really do not give a fuck. Hold on to my love handles, like hold on to my fupa and put it
Yeah.
on your foot. The guy will be like, who is this bitch?
I love this.
Before? Oh my God, come sit on my face. Like, we do not give a
Yeah.
flying. It's all
Yeah.
in our head, honestly.
No, it's so funny that I love that you just said that because it's so true. And I think that we like, or I have in the past, I'm not going to say we, I'm not going to speak for all females, but I think that we are so critical of ourselves. But when you're in the moment with the person that you want to have a an interaction with or sexual encounter with, I don't think that they're looking how many stretch marks you have on your ass or your tits or whatever. Like nobody cares about that. Like nobody cares about that. If they're in there with you in the bedroom, wherever you are, about to get it done and get down, like that, you've already made it past that point. Like just because you had, yeah,
What helped me a lot is if they were into you enough to get you from your DMs to for a drink
yes,
to your house,
yes,
get your clothes off, and their dick is hard, then
Yeah.
I think you're safe.
you're safe.
you-
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
because there's only so much you can hide with clothing. It's like if they still invited you back to their house or you're going to your house and your clothes were on, they can still kind of see like, oh yeah, I definitely want this, you know. So when you get there and you peel your thin layer of clothing off, it's like, oh shit, I didn't know that was under there. I'm done. I'm not into this anymore, you know.
One of the best memes I've seen, and it made me laugh so fucking hard, is as if he didn't know you had fat rolls under that clothes. Like you were fat with that clothes on. It was fucking shit. And I was like, you're right. I was fat with that clothes on. It's not like it was hiding anything. He knew I was curvy. I took it off. I'm still curvy. Come suck my roll. Like, let's go. Let's do this.
So
I love it.
to do the guy's perspective.
Okay, let's do the guys.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No.
Sorry, you were being.
No, I was, just for the guy's perspective, and I could be wrong. So please, guys out there who are listening, send us a message and let me know if I'm wrong. But when the situation is about to occur, I agree. We're not sitting like we've already made the decision that we were interested in this person. That's why we were like, yeah, we'll go back to your place or come back to our place or let's get a room. The only thing that I'm concerned about is like, okay, how can I make you come?
Yeah.
And
Well,
a lot of times you'll be like, oh, what do you like? And the person be like, oh, whatever you want. And it's just like, oh, okay. And then it winds up just being like, you're not sure.
Fuck.
mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. That would bother me.
Yeah.
If you come to the bedroom and somebody goes, what do you like? I'm like, okay, lay down. I'm sucking your dick. We're doing this. Flip you over. We're doing this. There's none of this. I don't know.
No.
What do you like? Because if you've gotten into my bedroom,
Yeah.
if we've gotten to this point, you know what I'm into. You know what I'm not into.
True.
You know what I want first. You know what I've wanted to do to you all this time.
Right.
People don't get into my bedroom just willy-nilly, or like, I don't have that many people in my bedroom. You would think I do my account and for who I am and the way I speak, but I barely sleep with people.
Yeah.
So if I get to this point, you better know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, no, I've been in that situation where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you like? And then it's just kind of like crickets. So then I just try to take the lead a little bit. And then sometimes,
No.
and then it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Well,
oh, I don't know. Like, do you like this? Do you not like it? And
Well, if she doesn't know what she likes, how are you supposed to know how to please her?
exactly.
Yeah.
No.
I think you're barking up the wrong trees.
Me, I
Yeah.
am barking up the wrong trees. It's like I need to move to a different forest. I need to go from like, I don't even know where, but maybe I need to try like a field.
Change zip codes or
Yeah.
something. I don't fucking know.
Yield.
Yeah, I just got to go try a field or maybe like a
No, because a field, a
Like-
flat, like a cornfield.
like something.
I don't know.
Like I definitely need. I'm barking up the wrong tree because and then like we talked about this like last episode or a couple episodes ago where I'm just like, I met this person, I'm trying to talk to her, and then the conversation was going in that direction. So I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. What do you like? And they're like, oh no, it got too real too fast. I'm like, okay.
You didn't even say anything that
I know,
raunchy.
but it's like
I have guys being like, I want to bend you over and suck on your clit and ride my face until you come and all types of shit.
I know.
But you didn't even say anything that
that
over the top, and you still were like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're barking up the wrong fucking tree.
I know. Well, it's kind of hard where like I have this ridiculously amazing standard at home that like it's impossible for people to live up to that.
I feel like I need one of those little sparkles on my teeth. Ding. Like on the video.
Yeah.
Ding,
That's me.
Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm. Well, you do.
I think you need to hit different women differently, because there's some women that like to be hit with that, how are you? How was your day?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some women that I want to bend you over a desk and like fuck you like a door in a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know your audience and how to speak to them.
Yeah.
Not every woman needs to be spoken to the same.
Right, but it's hard.
No.
I mean, from what I've seen of his experiences, because I'm just like a voyeur in his experiences, and he is in mine too.
Right.
But from what I've seen, he's trying to be like super nice and super like respectful, romantic. I would say. I would even go on to say a little romantic. And I tried to explain to him like, you're not trying to romance people. Like, you're married. You're with, yeah, exactly. Like, you're not trying to romance people or marry someone else. What you're out there to do is have a good time. And there's so many people out there that also want to have a good time. You just haven't found.
But so I'm a little traumatized though because I have like my wife showing me these like text message being like, look at this person. Look, I can't believe they would say that. And then her sister who's like dating and she's always talking about guys and she's like, why has he got to come out with a dick pic? Why can't he just say something nice to me? So I literally hear at home.
Sex is different though.
I know.
They're ballpark than what we're speaking about, but yes, continue.
Yes.
So it's just kind of like it's hard to like listen and like try to hear what they're saying that they want and then try to give that to someone and still do the same thing. It's hard. But you know what though? It's okay.
You know what? I just thought of this.
Skill.
Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
I was just gonna say it's a skill that you need to master.
Yes.
That honestly, that people, or I should say men, some specific men, they can pick up on cues that women lay down, and they're like, "Hey, this woman is that like, oh, she needs to be fucked and spoken to like." Excuse me, I'm gonna be crude there, but like a whore.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say whatever you want. Yeah.
And then there's the woman who needs to be like coddled a bit, and then just gently give her the dick.
Yeah.
Like
gently fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
Yes, and you have to learn how to read the room. I'm pretty sure I told you the same thing.
No, you definitely did. But it's the frequency of like I only get to have like one. Let's say I get to have one conversation a month, right? So I try to change the way I talk to someone. But if you're only talking to like 12 people a year, it's very difficult to know which one.
Here's the thing too, Snow Bunny Cassandra, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And you could tell me if I'm wrong here, but you also have to be at a certain level of authentic, even though it may not result in you fucking the person. Like, you still have to kind of be true to who you are and maintain your personality and not flip it or switch it up too much, because I think that fakeness will come through very easily and people will catch on to that.
You can upplay it a tiny bit. Like exaggerate it a tiny bit. If it's a tiny bit more aggressive that she needs, go for it.
Yeah.
But not enough that I can pick up on it and it doesn't sound sincere, because, and I'm going to go to that side of it, like a dom is not really a dom, but who's playing it up because he knows that's what I'm into.
Right.
I will be turned off instantly because I can pick up on the fact that you're not being sincere. So don't even bother.
Right.
I'd rather you just be you.
Yep.
Don't play up that shit, and I probably won't fuck you, but I'll be a chance more so than you fake being a dom. Then I'm like 1,000% it's a no.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is all good. This is all good advice. This is why we
It's turned
this is-
into Love Line with Cassandra and Janelle, giving Ron advice on
No,
how to
it's
get fucked.
yeah, it's all good because there's guys out there who like we had Anthony on our show and he's a person who he's a single man and he's struggling with the idea of he wants to find a relationship, but then he also understands that in today's day and age, maybe a lot of the women that he meets don't want a relationship, but he also wants to have sex. So he's trying to learn how to like talk to someone while also not coming across as douchey.
Yes.
So this is great information because there's guys out there that are trying to walk that line.
Yeah.
And that's a good line to want to walk.
But I also find it like very condescending when a man is like, they don't necessarily. I think the word is assume. They don't assume that a girl just wants to go fuck. They assume that a girl wants to get married. They want to be romanced. They want you to buy them flowers. They want you to buy them dinner. Like, I don't need any of that. If you just throw it down very well, I'm cool with just that. You
Right.
know?
Like I don't even need. I just want dick.
Exactly.
You know, I'll survive on dick alone. I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that some guys get caught up in that shit. Just like we get in our heads about our bodies or whatever. I think some guys get caught up in the fact that maybe they want to just go fuck, but they're thinking that girl doesn't want that and they want to get wifed up or husband up or whatever. And it's like, that's not always the case.
Janelle, can you blame them when on Tinder, it's a hookup app, right?
Yes.
But of the women on Tinder put, I want to hook up, nothing serious. You swipe, you start talking, and the girls automatically, it's, I want a relationship, I want something serious. No, but seriously.
It's a catfish situation. I have a funny story. I never had sex with this person, but I swiped on this person on Tinder. And I was hesitant to do so because it literally said, I am not. It was in asterisks. I can't say that word. Asterisks. And he put, I am not looking for a hookup. But he was like attractive, so I swiped. And then we started talking, chit-chatting, dirty shit the whole time. Like an hour into the conversation, I got the dick pic, fine. And you're not looking for a hookup. And then like a week goes by, we're still chit-chatting. He lived a little far, so we never met up. And then he met this other girl on Tinder, and he's like, you and your husband want to come over for a foursome? We're doing cocaine over here. And I'm like, well, I don't partake in that. I just want a glass of wine, but you guys go have fun. And I was like turned off by the whole situation. My point is, he fucking put in asterisks, I am not looking for a hookup. Meanwhile, he's snorting cocaine off this girl's pussy lips and asking me to come over with my husband to fuck them both. Like, they're just lies. It's like bullshit.
Oh, it's not lies. It's a tactic. He's
Yeah.
It's extremely smart because he knows that women will see that, will flock to him, and then he got them in this little trap, and he's got them.
Yep.
It's brilliant, actually.
It's very manipulative. I was definitely just wah, 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 like turned off by it. Like after that conversation, and then I don't know, just a couple of other things that he said. I'm like, I'm good. It was really nice chatting with you for this week, but we're not going to be continuing this conversation.
You will not be snorting cocaine off my pussy lips. Thank
Exactly. Like, not this girl, not this time. But it's interesting that you say Tinder because that's true. Like, a lot of girls are on there, like, but Tinder is like it's the app that people go to hook up.
So Snow Bunny, let me just throw like a situation at you, and then you can give your 2 cents because I feel like you're worldly and you're in tune with the pulse of society.
I feel like I need to go party with her. Let me just say that before you start your story.
I don't party, but okay.
No, I can have wine and we can just like listen to music and hang out. That's my idea of a party too.
Okay.
So I've had several people hit me up on Tinder, and just to let you know, my Tinder profile specifically says like I'm married. And like I have pictures on there of Janelle, and I just say like we like to have fun. Looking for just a hookup, like real right in front. This is what we're looking for. Then the people match with me, and then we're talking, and then they're like, yeah, no, I was looking for, someone that I can be with and have, and I'm just like, Did you read my profile? Like,
I don't think people read profiles.
I don't understand. But this,
No,
the main picture. What?
I said women versus men, but women read profiles, men don't. Men see pictures and they swipe. Actually, no. The men I've been with and friends, literally, they sit there, they have their thumb, and they're talking to me, not just looking at their phone and they're swiping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you for real?
Yeah.
I do the same too. And they're like, wow, you can't do that. You're a girl. I'm like, well, you
Fuck that
but
shit.
no, okay, so women usually read the profile, men don't.
Yeah.
The situation you're talking about, in my opinion, it's that women sort of have this idea that you can have a woman on the side and like a relationship, but they don't realize that you have this whole life going on. Like you have Janelle, you have your children, you have your job, you have the podcast, you have all this crap going on. All they see is them, like their life going on, right? Their version of what's going on, and you don't think of everything on your side.
Right.
So yeah, of course they're doing yes, I could be his girlfriend. Yeah, okay, fine, he has a wife, but that's it. Like, whatever, I can see him once in a while. So yeah, these bitches these women, I apologize. These women might be a bit delusional. Fine.
Yeah. I think that's part of it too. It's so funny because I called someone a bitch earlier today, and my son's like, I thought you liked her. I was like, I do like her. I'm not saying bitch in a negative connotation. I'm just saying they're
Oh, yeah, because you got a pedicure, and then
Oh
they gave
yeah,
you.
I said that bitch gave me the best massage. I got a 15-minute, $15 massage. It was the best massage I've had ever.
And you're like, that bitch gave me the best massage
That
ever.
bitch gave me the best massage ever, and it was $15. And
I-
Anthony's like, so you did it, you liked it, but you called her a bitch? I'm like, I'm not saying she's a bitch in a negative way. I'm saying I liked her, and she gave me a good massage. So that's just funny that you said that.
I get it. It's terms of endearment.
It is.
The person I'm seeing, I call him a cunt, a twat, asshole. Like, it's not like, hey, good morning, love. How are you? It's, yo, good morning, twat. What's up? He's like, hey, bitch, how you been? I'm like, oh, man, I love this.
That sounds so fun.
But the
People
whole...
look at us and they're like, what the hell? I'm like, no, it's okay. I'm not being abused. Don't worry.
You're like, we're good. Yeah.
It's okay.
It's all good. But do you think that it's like the girls that he's talking about, back to that, like, it's almost like a challenge, though? Where it's like, oh, he's married and he thinks he's having a good time, but I'm going to show him a better time.
From what you're talking about, no, not in this case, because it's not like you've been seeing her for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 weeks, a month, and then she's becoming more attached and trying to sort of like do you should see me more, and she's jealous. That it to me would seem more like competition, and she's trying to interfere. But with the situation you're talking about, it seems just honestly more like she's not thinking of the bigger picture. She's thinking of herself. This is my life, and I'm trying to include you in my life. And yeah, you do have a life, but that's all. She hasn't really put herself in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You need to go to her and have as corny as it is, but have a heart-to-heart and be like, hey, I'm into you, I want to fuck you, but like I do have a ton of shit going on, but I am into you and I'd like to bring you as a small part of my life. But you are a small part of my life. That's what will remain.
Yeah.
Stay insane and realize that's where you are.
Yeah.
Like, I have a wife and a life. You are a fun little side piece, and that's all you are.
And it's almost like you need to find someone who also has a lot of things going on in their life. That way, you're just a small side piece in their life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's equal. It's not like you're this person's world and like they live and breathe for you, because you don't want that, and they wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
You know.
It's so complicated.
It is very complicated.
Oh my God.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be. I think with guys, it's very easy. They're just like, you want to go fuck? Yeah. All right. Let's go.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I've experienced.
I would have agreed with you a year ago that sex was easy for men. It was just like, put your dick in a pussy and you bust and you're done. But then got put into a situation where I was like, oh, so there's more to this, and this shit's confusing for
You mean
and
feelings? Feelings got involved?
that nasty word you just said. Yes, that one that just made me gag. Yes,
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that happens. That can happen. We're
Yeah.
just human beings. We have a beating heart. We can get attached.
Yeah.
Yes, but in this day and age, in our society, feelings are things you catch, and it's gross, and it's a disease that you do not want, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, we've been there. We've been there hard.
What do you mean?
No, like we've had situations where like feelings start to get involved, and it's suddenly like, oh, gets a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get through it, and we because keeping an open channel of communication is the most important thing. So at least that way, when feelings do get involved, and everybody's still aware of the situation and reminded of it, it's just like, oh, okay. And then people get to make the best decision.
That's the pre-screening. That's why it's important to pre-screen.
Yeah, that's why it's important to pre-screen.
Yeah, it's important to pre-screen because even if that was to happen at some point later on down the road, well,
You get
hopefully.
to go. Yeah, you get to go back to that. Well, remember last week when we had this
when we
conversation?
talked about this,
Yeah.
or you've had enough time one-on-one with the person to make sure that they're like sane, and you're not gonna have like a bunny and a boiling pot of water on your stove when you get home from work or
Yeah.
something crazy like that. That's Fatal Attraction. I know that's like an old ass movie, but that's a thing. Like
I was about to say I'm so young, but I don't get your.
it's totally fine. This crazy lady was obsessed with this married man that she was fucking. She boiled a bunny rabbit, and
Well,
it's
it was the kids' bunny rabbit, so she broke into their house
yeah.
and she boiled it.
fucking it's Glenn Close and Michael Douglas. You should watch it. I feel like the movie would still stand on its own even today, but she was fucking crazy, and
Yeah.
she fell in love with him, and he was like, "But I'm married. You knew the whole time I'm married." That was a little different because he didn't tell his wife he was fucking her.
Right.
But yeah.
But that movie's crazy.
Anyways, I digress. I'm just saying, if everyone's supposed to be on the same page, then
Yeah.
it shouldn't be an issue. But I can see where that is possible. Issues arising.
So, Snow Bunny, I have a question.
Yeah.
There is a rumor about Instagram, like
Oh, yeah, I heard
doing
about
some
this.
stuff with memes. Have you heard about this?
Well, that was really fucking vague. So.
So basically they want to they
love
they
her.
want to
I
cut
love you.
down they want to cut down on meme usage. So like
What?
yeah, so like
Nope.
if you have a meme that has an image that was taken by a person that's copywritten, that it's gonna like put a damper on stuff, because sometimes people use movie clips like of Ace Ventura screaming, and then they'll use that for their meme. So like they're cutting down on what people can use, and I was just wondering if you had heard about that, and now or telling you now, like, do you think that that is gonna affect your future
On Instagram.
on Instagram? Yeah.
That's quite the news that you just threw at me.
I just heard about this too, and I don't know the details. I just heard about it yesterday.
It's very select picks. So because what I was thinking of is like, I feel like the ones that you share and the ones that you create are so well done that would you start like taking pictures of situations that you could meme as a way to like combat that, like
As opposed to putting a picture of SpongeBob or something
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
I think.
I-
Sorry. Yeah.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say I think that you have a lot of content that doesn't have pictures of SpongeBob. Like you have tons of content that's hilarious and it's just words that's a meme.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like you're not even going to be affected by it, but that's just my opinion. My 2
I
cents.
think I'm going to be affected somewhat,
Yeah.
but not insanely. But
Yeah.
yes, it will risk. But again, like, I don't know if you guys have seen, I posted not too long ago that Instagram gave me a warning that they're going to delete my account if they have to give me another warning about me going against the guidelines.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
So if I get one more warning, my account is being shut down.
Oh
so I'm
my
at,
god, that'd be so
oh yeah,
sad.
I'm already being censored on what I can and can't post. So this would be yet another me having to be extremely careful of what I. That being said, if
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that we live in a society where you can't talk about. It's not even like you're.
it's not, you can't talk about barely anything. You can't talk
No.
about politics. I've posted about Trump once. That got deleted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like bad. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then how anything that's remotely sexual showing a body has gotten reported, though
Right.
I've seen other accounts with literally there's nipples.
Yeah.
And that is okay.
Like Instagram models and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, mine is literally a drawn picture.
Right.
Not reported, but there's a girl with her her hoo-ha out, her
Yep.
nipples out, and that okay.
Yeah.
That being said, like the conversation I've been having with myself and with my friends who have been listening, either moving to another platform where it's less censored or having a different type of venue, like a podcast myself.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's in the talks right now, in the works.
I just want to be a guest. I wanted first dibs.
Guys would definitely be guests.
Have you thought about like a website or maybe doing like a show in your area, like an art show?
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Website, no, because I am not techie at all. I just enjoy talking about sex
Yeah.
to anybody who will listen and being crude and blunt and posting memes. The idea of the podcast, I love talking and I love when people listen.
Mhm.
And like all the tech crap, I have a friend who would be doing it, and I'd have a co-host that I have in mind. Like the move to another platform where I'm less censored would probably be Twitter, because
Yeah.
the shit that gets posted on there, good fucking god, man.
There's
yeah.
porn on Twitter.
Yeah.
There's like literal porn.
But-
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like that is probably a better platform. I'm gonna have to think about making a move soon, because I, knowing myself, will end up posting something on Instagram and my account will get shut down before I can even do anything.
Yeah. That's so
So-
crazy that you even have to be worried about that. But I'm sure yeah, like I'm not techie either. Ron's the tech part of this situation. I just like to talk, like you just said. Like, I just
Yep.
like to talk and bring my radiant beauty to the scene.
Yeah, you're just here to talk and look pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I'm joking, but I'm just saying I like to talk. I'm a good talker, so I'm good at that. And then Ron's like, I need to edit this, and there's all these clips, and I need to cut this and that, and I'm just like, whatever. Just
I don't want to do that. I just
Nah.
want to talk, and somebody else can do all that shit.
Yeah, Ron's my guy for that.
You have to talk.
Ron's my guy for that.
And
But, yeah, you
I'm
just-
very well rewarded.
You
Wait.
are.
I'm a good boy.
I mean, I-
And for rewarding, right?
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, I make it worth it.
Oh yeah, totally.
I pay you.
So
Yeah.
I've heard.
I pay you. Just
Well, I think that your creativity, your eye for content, and the way that you stay true to yourself is going to continue to keep you successful. And I think that your future is wide open. And, the move to Twitter, that would be like a logical choice, being that Twitter is not censored the
Right.
way that Instagram is.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people who get away with those posts that have like 1 million followers and their nipples are out or whatever the case may be, they're paying for a lot of money in Instagram, so they get away with things that regular people I don't think are allowed to get away with.
I was telling you, we followed some girl who, I don't even know her fucking name, but she's hot, whatever. I think she's in Arizona or something. She's very beautiful. She also, like, if you look at her up on YouPorn, she has, like, porns of her, like, fucking and
Are
fucking.
you talking about Allison Parker?
Allison Parker.
Yeah.
Allison Parker. So she like recommended this other girl, and it was very obvious that she's proud of her labia. And she has all these pictures of her pants being very tight, and she has like her lips are very much on display. Her pictures got deleted by Instagram. They're like,
Yeah.
this post is no longer available. Like,
She had pants on.
she
She
had
did.
fucking pants
She
on.
did. She had
All
shorts, yeah.
like, are you fucking kidding me right now? She just had her lips like that's
Like-
her natural state. She like
Yeah.
that's her pussy. Like that's her vagina. And you're gonna censor her vagina? She had jean shorts on.
Well, and I mean, this is like a 9-hour conversation, but this is exactly the thing that is wrong with society right now is that, you can show someone being blown up, you can show some dude holding a gun, or you can show this stuff, but if a woman's showing herself breastfeeding a baby, suddenly her post gets flagged.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, are you kidding me right now?
You can have Donald Trump saying, I grabbed her by the pussy and she really liked it.
Yeah.
You can have that.
You can have that, but you can't actually
the
you
world.
can't actually show a girl wearing shorts but you could see her vagina, so it's too much.
It's only her vagina, guys. Like, calm down. I know it made your dick twitch, but it's okay
Yeah,
that you
and
feel that
and
way.
for our listeners, in case you're trying to figure out what the common theme is with all of this, is like Snow Bunny and So What It's Just Sex. We're all just trying to illustrate that all this is normal.
Yeah.
Like, stop feeling so fucking ashamed of all of this. It's like,
It makes no sense.
no, it's just sex. Humanity is perpetuated by sex.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Everybody has sex.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoys it. Fuck, even your grandma sucked a dick at some point.
Yeah.
My grandma had 9 kids, 7 of her own, and she started very young. And she told me one time, she's like, you better not be having sex. And I wanted to be like, Grandma, you didn't get pregnant after only having a dick 7 times. It had to happen a lot. Mm-hmm. Like,
She was getting that dick a
like
lot.
give me at least 3 or 4 before you start
My
screaming
grandma
at
was
me.
a little bit more honest. My grandma passed away a while ago, 15 years or so ago, but she would say she was like this little Irish woman, and she married my grandfather, who was this like big 6'5" Italian man, and she'd be like, babe, he would just pound me. He would just pound me, and I didn't even like it that much. And I was like, Grandma, you didn't feel good? And she's like, no, I don't think so, babe. And she's like, he would just like pound me until it was over. And I was like, did you have an orgasm? Did you ever have an orgasm? And she's like, I don't think so, honey. I don't think I did. I was like, this is the saddest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And it's our
She
our,
died
yeah.
never having an orgasm. She
And that's
just,
our goal.
He fucked her to get her pregnant. He fucked her to please himself. And then he had a gumad on the side. He had Mickey, the other Irish lady. I don't know her last name, so I'm not defaming her because I don't even know who the fuck she is. But she lives in Brooklyn. I don't know, her name is Mickey. And she's another Irish lady. And he was having sex with her and had a baby on the side in the 70s or 60s or whatever. Meanwhile, he's not even pleasing his wife at home.
That's a travesty. That's why we have to
It
make
is a
sure that
travesty.
never happens again.
I'll make
So
sure
we-
that never happens.
We have to make sure that everyone out there asks for what they want and gets an orgasm.
Could you imagine if my grandma was like, "No, you need to go suck my pussy right now"?
Yeah, he would
She
have been like,
never. She wouldn't have. She probably didn't even know what that
yeah,
would have sounded like to her.
yeah.
Could you imagine if that would happen?
He would have not known what to do. He would have been like, that's
Nope.
never happened before.
The fuck you talking about? I don't fucking know. Get the
He's
fuck
like,
outta
he's like,
here.
eat your pussy. What the fuck is this?
Yo, what are you, a dirty fucking slut?
Yes.
Yeah,
My
keep
grandma
talking
would
to
be
me like that.
Yes, I am.
Say that again. Louder with your chest.
Yeah. This was like in the 19 fucking
60s,
60s or
50s,
something.
yeah.
I don't even.
It was a long
She
time
was
ago.
born in 1929, so that would have been like 1945 or something.
So,
That's insane.
but this is the stuff that Snow Bunny is trying to
Right.
fight against, to make sure that
Yes.
someone who's being held hostage in their home by their
Yes.
parents
Yes.
can listen or see something that Snow Bunny posts, and then it can change their life. I do believe wholeheartedly that the things that you post can have a positive effect on anyone who sees them. I can't imagine. I've never seen anything you posted that at least wouldn't make me be like, she changed my life today.
And we talked briefly about the fact that I was being honest when I said that when I first started looking at your memes, I thought it was a man posting this shit. And then I found that it was you. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking incredible. Like, you're so honest. You keep it real, like 100% of the time. Like, I love it.
Not often that women are as blunt and
Yeah.
honest. And I think especially in this society, because we fear not being like feminine and
Right.
being respected, and that men won't find us attractive. And I kind of got to the point of like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't find me attractive, I actually don't give a fuck, because if I'm authentic and I like me and I find myself attractive, guess what? Somebody at some point will too. And you will like me for the me that I like, then we will be 100 together and we're going to have some bomb ass sex.
Yeah. How many years and years and years has it been going on where guys are like in their break room and the locker room or wherever, and they're like, oh, this girl was sucking my dick the other day and it was fucking good and I was fucking her. Like, girl, could you just imagine if girls felt free enough to talk like that?
But we do.
Well, yeah, I think that's the best part of society today. If
Now.
you're really looking at it, yeah.
Now, but I still
True.
think that there is plenty of women that do not talk that way. Do not talk that crudely.
Well, it's just being real.
I don't know. This generation, my generation, I think we're somewhat more open, because my generation does speak like that. Maybe not clearly to like their, I don't know, coworkers or like
Yeah.
parents, but to their friends, sure. I mean, I'm the odd one out who will go fuck a dude and go sit at my parents' table and be like, yo, dad, do you know what I just did? And my dad's like, yo, tell me.
That's
I like
amazing.
That. I really like
and
that.
and that's important, because a lot of times people need to find friends to validate them, because sometimes their family does it. Not that, like, even if they're supportive, sometimes they don't feel like they can be open with them. So there's like this little bit that they're a little bit of being a little lost. So they need to find that with the people that they become friends with. And I think that having a family like that you could sit down and say something and they just listen and laugh with you, and you don't have to feel judgment. I think that's the one thing that I wish, like, if I could pick one thing to change of everyone in this country or any country in the world, would be the acceptance of their family members.
Yeah.
Of just being like, oh yeah, no, oh, that's really funny that happened to you. Thank you for sharing. Or I'm sorry that happened to you here, and like, there's no judgment. And I feel like we're still a little bit away from that being a global thing. I feel like there's still too many people who don't
a little
want
bit. We're like way far away from that.
Somewhat, that there's a lot of people that don't really have a family that they can, family they're birthed into, that they can go to and be open like this. With my dad is extremely, extremely rare that you can be that open with. I get that. But there's a thing that I call a chosen family.
Right.
So that's friends and
Right.
even, no, but people you pick and choose, that becomes your family. And that you can go to and speak to like that. And you know what? That's just as good as a birth family, especially when you can't go to your birth family and speak to like that openly and be freely yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better than your birth family.
Yeah.
Just because they're your blood doesn't mean that they're essentially really your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, we have people in our life the same, where it's a little bit more free to speak to them about whatever, anything, not just sex related, just anything. Stuff at work or whatever, where you're not judged and they just like you for who you are.
Yeah.
And they don't, I don't know. It's not as like traditional. Your relationship is not as traditional. So there's none of these like preconceived notions of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, and they like you for you, and they hang out with you because they want to, not because they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that you don't have to censor or think before you speak. Those are the best. You just say what's on your mind. If they look at you, either like, you're fucking retarded, but I love you, or they talk to you and they agree with you and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Show you a different point of view.
Yeah.
Like, those are the best. Instead of some of the birth family that you speak and they're like, okay, I'm sorry, what? Or you have to think and like think about
yeah.
what you say as you're saying
I
it. Like,
I like thought about that for a little while with my birth family, but like just like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I was down in LA visiting my mom, and I think I was talking to my sister on the phone. My mom was in front of me, and we were talking about something. I don't know what it was, but we were talking about like same sex relationships. My sister has a best friend who's gay and he has a boyfriend. We're talking about their relationship. So we're just like talking about like boy, girl stuff. I don't know what it was. And then I said I kissed a girl, and my mom's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "How was that?" I'm like, "It was great." And she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then like I felt all the blood rush to my face. Like, why am I getting embarrassed about like I talk about this stuff. I talk about much more than just kissing a girl on my podcast, but for some reason when I was in front of my mother, I was like totally embarrassed. It was the weirdest feeling, and she was like, "I don't know, I could never." I was like, it was lovely. Her lips were soft and her skin was soft, and she had these nice boobies, and it was great, you know. And my mom was just like looking at me like, "Okay, yeah, what time do we gotta go? Are we gonna go to dinner or something?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on." But it felt really good to say it because I fucking said it, and
Yeah.
I had been like, not that I was like intentionally gonna tell her like what's going on in my life. Like there was not. It wasn't like a moment where I was like, I really need to say this right now.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Like, I'm living my own life. I'm doing my own thing. But in that moment, it felt like relevant to say it. And then I just kind of wanted to see what her reaction would be. And it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. But it wasn't like harsh
No,
or
it wasn't. It
anything.
didn't. No, it wasn't negative. And we talked about this, and you were telling me about it, and even I was like at the edge of my seat, like wondering like how
I didn't tell
did
her
she
that
react?
I didn't tell her that I tasted a girl too. But we didn't get that far.
oh my gosh,
We didn't get that far. That's next
might have
time.
passed out.
She might have passed out.
Baby step. Jesus.
You would have been like, yeah, it was just you like here, smell my fingers.
No, we didn't go that far.
Oh my
Look-
God, smell my fingers.
Let's just little bits at a time. We're little bits at a time. She does not listen to the show, so she has no idea. But you know, in person, I give her a little bit. I gotta give her
But
a little.
the
Here you
thing
go,
is
little cookie crumb.
so she's an example, which I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but she's a perfect example of like the changing of time and like how people from an older generation are being as much flexible as they can be, because she doesn't listen to the show, but
As they can be, yeah.
but she's listened to some pieces and she knows what you talk about, and she's always so like, oh, how's the show going, or how's this,
Yeah.
and so there's
No,
this.
her and my aunt, like my mom and her sister. My mom is 61. My aunt is 63 or 4,
Yeah.
something like that. And they find it hysterical, and
Yeah.
they're just like, "What? Wait, who did you have on the show?" And I'm like, "Oh, they love like I was talked about the Who's Your Daddy episode. I'm like, guess who we met? We met these people. They're in throuple. It's fucking great. They all love each other. They're all very supportive of each other, and they're just like listening, like, what? This is a thing? This is a thing that happens in the world?" I'm like, "Yeah, they live in Rancho Cucamonga, actually."
Yeah, so it's been a pretty interesting
Yeah.
thing, and I feel like we've become better. I feel I can't speak for you, but I feel like this show has really made me more comfortable with who I am, because when you talk about the things that you've done out loud, it takes away the stigma of anything negative about it.
It does, and I'm gonna say this too. My aunt's son, who is a little older than me, so he's maybe 45. I don't know. I'm bad with ages. I barely remember my own age, but he's like a smidge older than me. But I was talking to him about the podcast last time he visited, and he's from New York, then SoCal. Now he lives in Idaho. He probably is not listening right now, but I don't really care. I'm not gonna say his name. But he was like, "What? You have a show?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a podcast." And he's like, "What is it about?" And I was telling him, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I met this lady in Idaho, and she's a minister." Okay, okay, you with me?
I'm listening.
She's a minister, but she wants to be a dom, and she likes to dom him, and they have fucked, and she's married, and she's a minister.
Yeah.
And he's had a tail, butt plug tail. She's sucked his dick in the car at rest stops, and they have like truck stops or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
He likes the kinky shit. I'm like, I didn't know this about you. I've known you my whole entire life. You're my cousin.
Those are the best. The undercover freaks. Will you
Yes!
know? Yeah. And you look at that person, you're like,
What? You're into this? I was like shocked.
crazy.
Yes, I was shocked. And like I'm 41 years old. 41?
You're 40.
I'll be 41.
You're
I'm
40.
telling you, I forget. I don't give a shit about the number. I'm saying, like, to this point, I never knew that about him. And that's probably one of the more or most personal things about his life that he just exposed to me that I never knew in the 40 years that I've been his cousin.
Yeah.
And he just gave that information to me.
Do you find that? Do you find like if you talk to someone or meet someone somewhere and then you tell them about your page and then they start looking it up, that suddenly like they open up to you more?
Yeah.
No, it's actually the reverse.
What?
No, hold up. People will find my page randomly and come into my DM without ever having spoken to me before and give me like intimate details about them, their life, or they'll hit me up for advice about this shit where I'm like, I don't even know if I'm qualified to answer this, but I'm trying my best from my point of view. Like I'm not a professional, but here's what I would do.
Right.
No, people will hit me up being like, hey, this is my kink, this is what I'm into, my I don't know, my partner isn't, what do I do, how do I approach, or this is how my relationship is right now. And I'm like, I didn't know this would come with the meme page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know this would be the territory.
Yeah.
I thought it was just memes and jokes, but no,
Right.
of course I get like dick pics galore. I
Send me some. I want to see. I'm going to give you my phone number at the end of this. I need you to send me some.
Send them to you because I ignore them, to be honest. So
I have
all of
some.
you are listening from my page. I don't answer because I ignore them.
Some of them are very beautiful. I'm like, whoa, that's a nice one. Like, I don't ever do anything with it, but I'm like, I like that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the size of my forearm. God damn.
I have one just
Oh,
like that.
There was this one person who sent a video and he was in the bathroom and he was stroking his dick and Snow Bunny, I'm not exact. I know what I'm about to say right now is going to sound like an exaggeration.
Probably not. I've seen it all. But go.
But he then grabbed the base of his dick and he started slapping his nipple.
I
with his
swear,
dick.
that's true. That is so fucking true.
I've seen that video.
Yes, so you've seen it, right? And he's
She's
just
probably seen someone with that size.
No, I think it's the
penis.
same video. But
It's not the same. It's the same. It's a guy in San Francisco.
No, but you never met him, so I don't think
No,
that.
I never
So
met
he might have
him.
just sent you the video that I'm
That's
talking
true.
about. So he's in this bathroom and he's just slapping both his nipples with his dick. He's just like, and I'm just like, what is happening? And I'm watching the whole time. I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
At times, because I was like, what? How? Huh?
And then I'm trying to like disprove it, like fake, like it's a fake video. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can
It's
find.
photoshopped.
Yeah, let me see if I can find. But
It's hoax.
yeah. But I think it was real. I could
No, it
not
was
see
real.
anything in it and it was just the most amazing.
You know, it could
thing
be
I've ever
perspective.
seen.
He could be like 3'5", with a dick that's like 6 inches, but it looks like it's 2 feet
He
long.
could have flushed.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that guy could flush the toilet with his own dick.
I'm saying I don't know how tall he was. So he could be a little person with an average sized penis
No.
of a regular sized person,
No.
and it just looks like it's
No,
2
because
feet
the
long.
toilet was still the same height as a toilet. I mean, he like literally like he's the kind of person that if he got up in the middle of the night all droggy and his dick was limp, he would know how cold the toilet water is just standing there. And I'm just like, God, that was amazing. I couldn't stop
It's
watching.
amazing.
I couldn't stop watching. I kept telling Janelle, like we'd be randomly watching something on TV. I'm like, hey, can I see that video again?
I have a question for Snow Bunny. So do you ever see them and you're like, I accept the challenge. I think I can handle that.
No, because I have a rule, a self-imposed rule that I don't fuck followers.
No,
No.
not followers, just people that you're like trying to hook up with.
Yeah, like if someone that you're maybe meet on
Yeah.
however you meet
Yeah,
someone
not
and
the
they,
not the fans. I totally agree with that. You got to keep it professional
Yeah.
in a way.
Uh,
But
No, because I am currently
you're in a
une-
relationship. Mm,
no, not a relationship. I'm currently unavailable, so I am not.
okay.
I'm not really looking.
Well,
I'm
if
having-
you were looking and you saw the biggest dick that you'd ever seen before,
no, because I know my limitations.
you're a better woman than I. I'm just like, I'll try it. I'll see.
oh,
Maybe.
no, this is a real conversation. So she's like, oh, this guy wants to meet up, and I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. Like, are you sure that's the road you want to go down?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I think so. She's like, I think so. She's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. I was like, all right. The first person that we hooked up with, like, he comes over and he takes his pants off and his dick was like, it was the biggest thing I'd ever seen. And I was just like, oh my God. And then she looked,
Go to her, honey.
yeah, and she looks at me and she looks at him and you could just tell like she was all like, yay. It was so big. And the whole time I was just in awe. I was like, wow. I was like, that.
Wow, you can take that dick, honey.
Yeah.
I love you.
That's exactly. And I think I actually did say that. I was like, man. I was like, that's
I'm so proud of you.
yeah. I was like, that's great. Like,
And I feel like it's almost like equivalent to like me ordering like a triple cheeseburger, and you're like, can you really handle that? And I'm like, yes, but should I be able to? Like, I feel like I'm being judged the whole time. Like, I think I can eat this whole thing, but will you judge me for it after I finish the last bite?
yeah, I would not.
I think
No,
that's
because I'm the high five kind of person where I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you did it. Good job.
okay.
I'll watch you eat
Yeah,
every bite.
yeah,
Every single bite.
I totally
savoring
would. I totally would.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay.
So, Snow
I
Bunny.
like triple cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
You like triple cheeseburgers. Snow Bunny, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. It is exactly what I thought it would be. Just an amazing time having a chance to talk to
No,
you.
I need to chat with you on the side, by the way. So I just need your WhatsApp or your phone number or whatever, however we can communicate, because I feel like I want to be your friend. So.
Yeah. No, you're.
That sounds very doable. I agree.
So for everybody out there listening, if you have not yet seen it on our Instagram, you have to check out. It's at Snow Bunny OXO. It'll make your day. Like in the middle of the day, you'll look at your Instagram.
So true.
Maybe you're like at work and you only have a quick break and you just open Instagram and then suddenly you see this thing that will just make you laugh.
Yeah.
Like I have not run into one that wasn't anything less than a giggle.
Yeah.
They've all made me giggle.
So true.
You're just an exquisite human being.
We appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're making me blush. Good God.
Well, no one can see it.
Yeah, that's
No
true.
one can see you blush.
Thankfully.
So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We definitely need to have you back on.
Yes.
So maybe if when you get everything situated with, like, if you do the move to Twitter
Twitter
or
and all
something, we
that.
can talk about what that was like, or if you have any events coming up, or you wind up doing anything, and even if you just want us to give you a shout out on a future episode, don't hesitate to reach out.
That
Yes.
sounds good.
True
Love
that. True that. True that.
So thank you so much. Have yourself a great evening. We will be
Thank
talking
you.
to you soon.
Thank you for having me, you guys, too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
So what? It's just sex.
Wait a minute.